Hey everyone, welcome to Grow Your Solar Business Live, or for those watching in the recording on YouTube or on podcast. Please like, subscribe. Let's get some engagement going in the comments if you're hanging out with the cool kids on Facebook. Today we're talking about expectations and lead generation. What to expect when you're expecting lead generation. You're dealing with a client last month. He came on board with us, about $3,000 worth of ad spend, and he sold 5 deals his first month with us. We were ecstatic. This guy was getting a great cost per acquisition in his market, great results. And he'd been kind of like not communicating very much, not discussing with us much. And he decided to leave because he felt like it wasn't a good return on investment. And comes to find out, he thought his lead quality was poor. So I want to talk about the story because I think expectations are really important when you're talking about marketing and dealing with marketing, and especially like a solar business owner such as yourself is partnering with a marketing company. So we're going to set the record straight on expectations for working internet leads. We're going to talk about like the different types of leads and what type of conversion rates we will see. First, we're going to talk about paid data. Age data is going to become fairly irrelevant with the new FTC laws coming out. And homeowner data is and has always been illegal to work. I am not a fan of using illegal business practices to grow. So if we're talking about paid exclusive data, a good lead to appointment ratio is 20% of all of your leads actually booking an appointment with you. So that means if you have 100 leads that say, yes, I'm interested, tell me more about solar, we're actually only looking to have an appointment with 20 of them. Well, Josiah, that sounds terrible. Yeah, it kind of is, right? Like you think about door knocking. If you knock 100 doors and you have 20 or 30 solid conversations, you might book 5 to 10 appointments. Out of that, you might book more if you're more experienced or in a softer market. And so you might go, Josiah, I don't want to pay for like crappy data that's not converting. It might be out of market. It might be poor quality. That is on the marketing company's end to tighten up and fix. But the number you need to be most concerned with as a business owner is, what is my cost per acquisition? What is my return on this marketing? Because I happen to know that guy invested about $5,000 and his return was about $25,000 worth of sold solar leases. That's a great return on his money. He actually should have spent more money, but he was frustrated about his out of area leads, his out of market leads, his leads that weren't responding. If you could knock on 100 doors and 100 people would talk on you every time, you'd never stop door knocking. I think people give up too easily on leads a lot of times. Like you need to have calling rhythms for your leads, like a cadence. We used to use this statement called APES, which AM, PM, evening, Saturday, Sunday. That's what I was taught when I was knocking door-to-door cable. You need to make sure at least contacting your leads at those times, at regular times, because you never know what somebody's work schedule is, what their life schedule, what their life arrangements are. But we get predictability with good systems and processes and at scale. So we're really not expecting anything out of 80% of your leads. But over time, we'll set more appointments for closers to close out of that bucket of the 80%. But like month one, we're booking leads. Like we might see a 30 or 40% lead to appointment. It's not out of the question, but that's a bonus. That's the cherry on top. It's not the expectation we're going into marketing with. So we're tracking our lead to appointment rate, which we want to be 20% or higher. We're tracking our appointment sit rate, which we want to be at 50% or higher. And then sit to close, which we want to be at 20% or higher, right? 20, 50, 20. If we can stay there and track those numbers, then we know what needs to be improved. We know what systems and processes we need to work on. And so if we can live in that place and know what to expect, do we want to be angry or upset about the 80% of the leads that aren't converting? No. Do we want our marketing company to know about them? Absolutely. Like, let's work on that. Let's improve it. But if you're at a $600 cost per acquisition, you need to be giving that marketing company more money, not less. So we're going to talk about cash flow management. Yay. Let's talk about nerdy stuff. A lot of times, like sale to PTO can be 60 to 90 plus days, depending on what market you're in. It can make you antsy, anxious, because instead of paying with people's time, you're now paying with dollars out of your solar business for your marketing, right? So it's really important in this time that you keep doing all the things you were doing before you started working with a marketing company, right? If you take your best door knocker and said you're calling leads now, well, he's not going to be door knocking, setting those appointments. He's your lead guy now. So he's calling leads and you lose his production on the doors. We want to be building on top of, not replacing, because cash flow management is king when it comes to scaling solar companies. So we need to have healthy expectations when we start with internet marketing for the first time. You are probably going to suck at closing digital leads. The person you hire is going to suck. You might have the skills from talking to customers for years and years and years, but the person you're training may not. You are going to be worse at it when you first start than you should be 60, 90, 100 days later into the process. So working internet leads is a muscle. If you haven't used that muscle before, it's not going to be great your first time. Also remember, if you're lifting a weight, the first weight you lift isn't going to be the heaviest weight you ever pick up, right? So I remember Gary Vee at SolarCon, he said basically the first video you shoot is going to be the worst one, right? It's a muscle to use. We're building this muscle of working internet leads in our solar business. So if we keep working at internet leads and we learn how to build it to be better every day, we can get a better ROI over time with our online lead gen, right? So if we're going this with good expectations, hey, not all of our leads are going to convert. Some of them are going to suck. Some of them are going to be fake. But as long as we have that 20, 30% that's converting and our marketing company is communicating with us and working with us, right? We're working with a reputable marketing company. Then we can continue to increase the quality of those leads. And then as long as our ROI is there, or our cost per acquisition, we can then focus on cash flow management. We want to keep the business running while we're starting online marketing. So we're doing all the things we were doing before we started online marketing. So our online marketing is an additional growth channel versus replacing what we were doing before. Because I think that's where a lot of people get stuck, right? I don't have to knock doors anymore. I don't have to manage the sales team as hard as I was before. I have this marketing thing. No, you have to keep doing everything you were doing 100% before you started working with the marketing company. If anybody has any questions about any of this, feel free to drop it down in the comments. I'll personally reply and answer your question. As always, comment info below. If you're hanging out with the cool kids in the Facebook group, I'll send you a free PDF breakdown of everything we went over in this talk. And then if you're listening on podcasts or on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, please, and thank you. And also, in the little description part, there should be a link to like a PDF download of the notes from the show. As always, I've been your host, Josiah Atkins. Thanks for hanging out on Grow Your Solar Business. We will talk soon.